Good day and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about Pandaria Remix, and I wanted to talk, I think this will probably be my final video on Pandaria Remix unless they do an update or something. But I just wanted to talk about how I feel Pandaria Remix has impacted on leveling your characters, leveling your ults, and essentially how it could potentially have changed how people look at leveling characters in the future. Now, I'm sure everyone by now who plays World of Warcraft to any certain extent, or who has at least heard of Mists of Pandaria Remix, knows that players are using Mists of Pandaria Remix to level incredibly quickly. For example, this is my level 40 Guardian Druid that I've played for the grand sum total of 49 minutes. I've gained a level pretty much every minute, barring when I stand still, or unfortunately get the Siege of New Sao Temple. The big thing is the speed and the rate at which you level in Mists of Pandaria Remix. I think, comparatively to most other events, has been the fastest event by far we've ever had. I know there's speedrunners who historically, through a combination of mechanisms and mechanics, have managed to level in 4, 5, 6 hours, but never has casual players or have casual players been able to latch onto a twink train and speed level to max level in 2 hours. It's not something that was, consistent practice with World of Warcraft. And I think for me, one thing I will say about it is I do have a slight concern that this could alter people's perceptions of the leveling process quite substantially, especially players that are either piggybacking in or maybe experiencing their first character or haven't leveled multiple characters or done somewhat of a significant grind. It can definitely skew the leveling process. And I think for me, that's obviously a slight point of concern, I think, for the attitude towards leveling in future. Will people level ults? Will they gear up ults? Is there a point if you're going to get an event? Are we going to get Warlords Adrenal Remix next year, or the year after? And we're just going to finish every single event. By the way, I would like a Warlords Adrenal Remix, but I don't think a lot of other people would. But I think, it raises this question, and a lot of it, in World of Warcraft is always about doing things at your own pace. But when you have events that can just rapidly level 10 characters in the space of 20 hours to all being max level, it does feel a bit counterintuitive to level them at all during any other stage of the game. Now, of course, you can only do this at the end of an expansion. So, although we are, in theory, of course, getting a super quick way to get to max level, it is more to catch up in preparation of the further levels and expansion that they will be adding. So I don't think it's detrimental to the long-term health of the game, but it's just a very interesting kind of mediation and organization that it could potentially, and there we go, we did, that it could potentially have just with, players in general. I'd be super interested to hear feedback from players on how they feel it's affected their perception, or I want to say, like enjoyment of leveling. Whether they're going to be able to go back to leveling ults, are they just leveling all their ults now and will never level another one again? It's going to be very interesting to see. But I think Mists of Pandaria, for a lot of the cool stuff it has done, has definitely 100% changed the perception to leveling that a lot of players are going to have. And I, for one, do personally think that it could be slightly detrimental, at least in the short term. However, the benefits of Mists of Pandaria Remix were quite great, and I gotta be honest, I do think it was quite a cool event, even if I feel they could have done a little bit more. So, for me, overall, I think it's a good thing, but yeah, I do think there's a slight point for concern. But anyway, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about how Mists of Pandaria Remix has affected leveling, and especially your perception of the leveling process. Good day and welcome back to another